Hey everyone, welcome to Ink Play Quest. My name is Nathan, and today we are drafting Lorcana. This time it's Cube Draft. So this is Draftmancer. It's a draft simulator, browser-based. Mostly it supports Magic the Gathering, but with a few workarounds. You can draft Lorcana on it. You basically just upload your own .txt file with all your custom cards, and it lets you draft. So we are drafting Cube. Cube is a curated collection of cards from all of Lorcana's history. So my Cube is 576 cards from all 5 sets. And it is singleton, which means that there's only one copy of each card in the cube. And it's meant to be sort of high power level and supports a variety of playstyles. Meant to be drafted with, up to 8 players, 4 packs per player in a draft, like in Lorcana Limited. But instead of opening sealed booster packs, you're basically opening packs, quote unquote, of the singleton cards. So let's get started with our pack 1, pick 1. So this pack is a little bit underpowered for what I would expect in a Lorcana cube. I think I'm leaning towards Lady Tremaine. Pretty unique effect, hits warded characters, a questing threat. You can shift it onto more for some of the other smaller Tremaines. Other cards I would consider, I really like this 1-drop Broom. Synergizes well with the library and some other cards. Evasives are good in Limited, so this Goofy's pretty decent. Moana is large, and she quests for 3. But I think we're going to go with Tremaine for our pack 1, pick 1 of our first cube draft here. Okay, next pick. Another not super powerful, starting off a powerful format with a couple not so powerful packs. But we have Pascal, which is a nice early evasive threat. If you curve, into a character on turn 2, this is evasive from its first quest and a little bit annoying to deal with. Bell, nice ramp threat. McDuck Manor, also pretty good. Lots of willpower, but I think I'm going to go with Pascal here. You don't want too many 1-cost characters in your limited decks, but Pascal is probably on the upper end of 1-cost characters, so let's start off with Pascal. Popsicle also pretty good here, but best with Hiram, and not sure we'll see it, so let's go with Pascal. Okay, pick 3. Some interesting options here. In limited decks, you want to sort of have your ink cost curve concentrated on 2-cost and 3-cost cards. So my eye immediately goes to Enchantress and the Prince for pretty decent options there. The Prince pretty annoying to deal with for 2 and 3-cost characters challenging into him. Enchantress usually trades off. When you challenge into her, she has 3 power. Rafiki also kind of a sneaky threat here. I like rush characters in limited. Usually people leave their questers unprotected. Bodyguards are in a little short supply, so Rafiki's also a fun option. But we already have an large uninkable threat here, so let's go with, let's start off with Prince. I kind of like this character. Okay, some fun options here. I think this is not super straightforward. So we have Gaston, which is, I think, a super powerful card in a cube environment. There are a lot of powerful 5 and 6-cost characters in Lorcana, as I'm sure you know if you play the game. Gaston gets us to 5 or 6, 1 or 2 turns early. Play him on 3, use his ability on turn 4, get into Lady Tremaine on turn 4, 2 turns early. So Gaston's an interesting option. Elsa, I also really like. She gives your 4-drop Challenger on Rush if you use her ability the first turn she's able to. Lots of fun. Queen of Hearts, also quite good. Gives us a draw engine. Something that you probably have noticed if you played Lorcana Limited is drawing cards is in shorter supply than Constructed, so it kind of put a premium on that. I think I will start with Queen of Hearts here and hope that one of these cards comes back. I should say that I am drafting against bots here, just to sort of give you, the viewer, a sense of how Draftmancer works and how Cube Draft works. So the picks that the bots make may not always be super intelligent. So maybe we'll get one of those better cards back on the second time we see that pack. Okay. I think there are like 3 cards that I like in this pack. This new Rafiki from Shimmering Skies I think is pretty fun. Challenges in as a 5 strength character, and then you get to quest for 2 the next turn. Leaves it a little vulnerable to being challenged on the crackback, but usually can take something out, right? Challenging in for 5 the turn it comes down. Sumerian Talisman. As I was just saying, drawing cards is really good. There are a few items in this cube that give your challenging characters some extra value in card draw. Sumerian Talisman, probably the second best one, but Medallion Weights is far and away the best, which is a 2-cost ruby item you don't really see in constructed decks. Pluto is also insane. I mean, this coming down either on turn 4 if you get the small Pluto, or naturally on turn 7 is really strong. I think I'll take Pluto. The design of the cube means there's a little bit less in the 6 and up cost characters available for you, so I wouldn't take a bunch, but if you see one that would make your deck strong, I would prioritize it. Okay. And this Gaston's fun, but I'm not sure we can justify a 9-cost uninkable here. Some other fun stuff, though. Friar Tuck and Prince Charming as just sort of strong 4-cost characters. Mulan as well. Another uninkable rush threat. I like the idea of Magic Mirror, but I think that Queen of Hearts will give us basically similar levels of card draw without having to commit 4 ink every turn to draw cards. So let's pass on Magic Mirror and take one of these 4-cost characters, huh? We already have a Prince. Let's take Queen of Hearts. Gives our Mulan some drawing card value when Mulan comes down. Let's take Mulan. I think a 4-cost rush character or 4-strength rush character is good. So let's take Mulan. Okay. Now this is interesting. So Whole New World is obviously a game-breaking card in the constructed formats. You know, one of the most powerful cards, certainly the most unique action in the game. Not quite as usable in Cube unless you get one of those good singers, or like Prince Naveen, which we saw earlier, but I didn't think was relevant in the early packs. Certainly, if it comes back, this would be a good pick. Gothel, quite good if we get Rapunzel or Julieta, but let's spec on the powerful card. Let's take Whole New World here, and I'm going to put actions and items and locations in their own pile. Okay, so this is pick number 8. This is the last pack we haven't seen yet, so not in love with this pack. I think Ed is pretty good. Tamatoa obviously has very, very high upside, but you kind of need an item-based strategy, and we don't have any items yet, so I think we're going to go with Ed. A card I haven't gotten to play with a whole bunch. Quest for 3. Can't be challenged by damaged characters. I think that's fine. We just have to kind of keep an eye out on our uninkable count. Okay, this is our first pack, and I'm very happy to see Magic Broom come back. Just a really flexible kind of a cantrip, meaning it's a card that replaces itself. A cheap 1-cost card that replaces itself. We also have nothing to hide here. But I think Magic Broom is better, especially if we end up seeing Library later. Let's take Broom. Okay. I don't love any of these cards. I think we'll take Bayou. The Bayou Beast Relentless combo is in this cube. Don't think we'll draft it. Don't think we'll play it, but we will take it nonetheless, just as an inkable option. I'll put it in the sideboard for now. Okay, now this is where we get majorly rewarded for getting Whole New World. So Prince Naveen, I think probably the best options for Naveen are Whole New World or Along Came Zeus, or Grab Your Swords, I guess. Grab Your Sword. So Prince Naveen comes down on turn 4. You dump your hand. You draw a new hand, especially if this is on the play. Especially if you can accelerate this out with like Tipo. You see a lot more cards than your opponent. So let's take Naveen. And now we really need to be worried about our uninkable count. Poor Unfortunate Souls. Probably not going to play this. We'll put it in the sideboard. Okay, pack 2. Some fun options. Let's see. Bell Accomplished Mystic is just sort of a powerful 5-cost. Inkable, shift, pretty good. Lumiere, we don't have any 2s right now. I really like the extra combat math that Lumiere presents. Sort of Lumiere and Hidden Cove make challenging, sort of non-intuitive, and make challenges more in your favor. Especially, say you like curve Lumiere into Prince, and then Prince is a 2/3 with resist and bodyguard. So I think we'll take Lumiere here. We have a lot of 4s. I also like Jafar. Emerald Chromacon is sort of a beating. It's really powerful, but I am going to start prioritizing some inkable cards in the next several picks. Let's take Lumiere here. Sad to see Belle go, but maybe we'll see her back. Who knows? Okay. I really like Razul. I mean, he's kind of like he's a 3/3 until he's not. He comes down as a 2-cost 3/3, so probably you get at least one challenge out of him when he has 3 strength at 2 ink. He's inkable. I like that. Just the flexibility that having a good 2-cost 3/3 inkable card provides. Turbo's kind of fun here with the rush. Synergizes kind of with our Queen of Hearts, but uninkable. Not going to worry about Turbo right now. I think we'll go with Razul here. But of course, at any point, if you don't agree with me, let me know what you would have picked. Oh man, some real powerful cards in this pack. So, Mufasa, one of the new big bads from Shimmering Skies. 8 cost uninkable. Essentially draws you 2 of your cards from your inkwell and then makes your ink tap for double. Not quite, but you get to ready all of your inkwell when it quests. I think Mufasa is extremely strong. I think if we get a couple of ramp pieces between here and the end of the draft, this is worth it. Maleficent, also a very fun big card, but 9 is more than 8, obviously. So I think we'll do Mufasa. Fun card, new card. Let's take Mufasa here. Okay. Looking at a 2 or a 3 cost here. So Gustav the Giant is a card that is basically never played in Constructed, but is a very fun big beater. Comes in exerted and only readies when one of your other characters banishes a character in a challenge. So Gustav doesn't ready at the start of your turn, but is a big 6/6 if you're able to start doing some challenging and banishing characters. And I think that kind of synergizes well with our Queen of Hearts draw plan. Also like Kit. Also like Pegasus, 3/1 evasive. Firebird, kind of a fun nuke button at a 6/2. But let's take Gustav here. This pack is not so good, but we'll make the most of it. So let's see. We have a 4/3 2-quester with Ward and Donald Duck. We have Cinderella 1/5 who sings for 9 and gives our other princess characters +1 lore pip when she sings a song. We do not have... We have one princess, and it is Mulan, who's probably not going to be questing. Yeah, I don't think we're taking Cinderella here. Peter Pan's okay. Rush evasive, 2/3. Uninkable, don't love that. What about Magical Aid? So chosen character gets challenger +3, and then if it's banished to challenge, return it to your hand. So basically, you turn one of your characters into a hey for the turn, and give a challenger +3. This can synergize okay with Queen of Hearts. Let's take Magical Aid. All right, so this is pick number 6 in pack 2. Some fun options here. Nothing that stands out hugely in power level. Cursed Merfolk is just still a great card. All right, it forces your opponents to either take it out with a non-challenging method or to deal with it and discard one of their cards. Raj is also kind of fun. While you have no cards in hand, characters that cost 4 or less can't challenge it. Kind of an anti-combo with our card draw plan with Queen of Hearts. Let's take Merfolk. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 uninkables. We're halfway through the draft. That's okay. We'll keep an eye on it. Merlin's a lot of fun. We don't have a little Merlin. We're not going to take Merlin here. Sorcerer's Spellbook, a nice uninteractable or harder to interact with way of gaining lore than with characters. There is a decent amount of item hate in this cube, so feels bad if you get this down, get maybe 1 lore out of it, and then a Benja comes down and banishes it. This Yzma is kind of fun. 4 cost uninkable though. I think we'll take Yzma. Oh man, okay, okay. We're gonna have to be maybe a little bit greedy with our uninkable accounts because man, Pluto, getting big Pluto out on turn 4 is insane. This thing is a 3/8 bodyguard, and you can remove up to 3 damage from it at the start of your turn. So, Pluto comes down on turn 1, or maybe on turn 3 so it doesn't die by some other means, and then get big Pluto out on turn 4, because you can use this ability and then shift Pluto in for 5 instead of for 4. Yeah, we're going to take Pluto. I mean, we have a couple good 3s. Let's take the good card. Pluto is just enables all the cards that either quest or tap and then let you skip a turn's worth of ink, like Pluto, Gaston, Doc, I think are all really strong. Lantern as well. Okay, let's take Wendy here. A nice 2 cost, quest for 2, 1/3 body. The others I'm not looking at. Wendy seems fine here. Okay, Teeth and Ambitions is okay. Wendy can sing it. Razul can sing it. Probably nice to just have some damage dealing actions and songs to be able to deal with, like, say they have a, I don't know, Pinocchio, 2 cost Pinocchio, the quest for 3, be able to just take that out easily, or a Piglet or something. Let's take Teeth. Okay, I don't think I'm going to play either of these, but we'll take the 1/3 Aurora. We don't have any items, so we're not going to take Ariel here. We'll take the Aurora. And then Donald Duck, we'll put him in for now. All right. I think this is the quickest no-brainer so far. Diablo, I think, is a top 2 card in the entire cube, in Lorcana generally. It is extremely strong. This thing could come out on turn 1 or 2 if you have the little Diablo. Well, it can come out on turn 2 for us because we have Pluto. And, I mean, if they can't deal with this, it could draw you 3 cards or more. This is just crazy. It's an evasive threat. 3 cost. We need 3s. We need 2s. Some other cards I would consider if Diablo weren't here. Bruni's kind of fun. Nice evasive threat that draws you a card when it dies. Cogsworth makes your combat, makes your challenging but really annoying. Hercules, man, this is a stack pack. Hercules is very good and limited. This was sort of an all-star in the Ursula's Return starter deck events. Mad Hatter also just draws you a card. Man, this is a great pack. Sisu, I hope we get like Bruni back or Hercules back, but let's take Diablo. Windmill Slam Diablo. I mean, this is also quite a good pack. We have Robin Hood as an insane questing threat. We have Goat as one of the most iconic cards in Lorcana. Blue Fairy is also quite good. We have, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Floodborns. I think the responsible thing is to take a Goat here. I mean, Goat's always crazy. Imagine, like, Goat on turn 4, Magical Aid your Goat, take out their big threat. Goat dies, comes back to hand, you can replay Goat. Yeah, let's take Goat. Okay. After those last 2 packs being insane, this pack's a little bit more reasonable, although there's some fun cards here. I think Daisy Duck is kind of fun. Discards, one of the cards that they're holding in their hand on turns 4 or 5. So hopefully that hits like a nice thing when you curve out and play that on curve. That's the Pinocchio I was talking about earlier. But I think I'm going to take Finders Keepers here. 5 ink, draw 3, inefficient by maybe some other card game standards. But always nice to have ways to refill your hand. Yeah, let's take Finders Keepers here. Inkable. Flexible, totally fine with it. Okay. Another decent pack. Brawl and Pete are where my eye goes immediately. Pete sort of, prevents you from getting blown out by, I don't know, B prep or another really strong action sort of when you're at the tail end of your game. Lena Saberwing is fun, but is better when you have something like a Perdita to bring her back constantly and just keep running into things. Robin Hood has a couple good shifts, but the uninkable I'm a little bit spooked by at the moment, so I'm going to take Pete. 3/3 for 3 that has this really dramatic action prevention text. Brawl also good, but there are actually a lot more characters in Cube that have more than 2 power. So let's take Pete. Okay, so we have Hook's Rapier, which is another one of those item card draw engines. I think that Sumerian Talisman and Medallion Weights are better than Hook's Rapier. Judy Hop's decent item removal. Say they have like a Lucky Dime that we need to deal with immediately. Decent. We have enough ones probably. Tala's also okay. I think I'll take Judy Hops. We can also, say we get, I don't know, a Fortisphere or a Vitalisphere in the next pack. We can use Hops to have some card draw there. So let's take Hops. Invited to the Ball is good, but I like that in a heavier character deck, and we have some other things that we don't want to make Invited to the Ball miss. Look at that. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Okay, so we have Fortisphere for the Judy Hops thing, but I think we have some other things we need to deal with first. So, Diablo to... Let's see, we have 4 actions, and we have a Diablo, and we have a little Diablo. That seems worth it, but we also have Fishbone Quill here. So what does Fishbone get us? Fishbone gets us Tremaine on turn 4, or Mufasa on turn 5, but we need a way to draw some cards. Gosh, Fishbone's so strong. I'm supposed to just take Diablo here and just full commit to having Diablo pick up a couple more actions. I think we do that. Man. Let me know what you would do here. Alright, we'll take Diablo. Okay, Li Shang and Lumiere are kind of fun together. That makes... Say we go Lumiere into Li Shang, then Li Shang quests for 2, and then, Gustav, Pete. A lot of our cards end up questing for 1 more. Nice inkable 3-cost character. I don't think I'm going to miss most of these other cards. I would like another few 5-cost characters, but Thaddeus E. Clang. We don't have any locations. I'm going to take Li Shang here. Okay. Oh man. Doc gets us to Queen of Hearts a turn early. Kuzco is a nice card draw card. I think it's got to be Doc though. We can go turn 1 Pluto, turn 2 Doc with Pluto's ability, and then turn 3 use both of them. Yeah, let's take Doc. Pride Land's also kind of fun. This Pinocchio's good, but I think we have a couple cards we want to get out early. Doc's kind of gas here. Let's take Robin Hood. I need a couple more 5s to fill out my curve nicely. I have enough 1-cost characters. Golden Flower I don't like here. Don't have enough item payoffs. Don't have enough songs here. So let's take Robin Hood. I would like 1 more good song to give Naveen another good target. But our plan should be get Naveen out on turn 3 and then Whole New World. I guess we could have had Fishbone would have made Naveen kind of good, but that's okay. Let's take Mulan, just a fine quester that gives support. Probably not playing either of these cards. Let's take the Flute. And we'll take the Airfoil. Alright, this is our last pack. And it is fine. Some very powerful top-end cards here. This Simba is kind of insane. Can draw 2 and discard 2, so it sort of card filters or deals 2 damage when you play him and when it banishes a character in a challenge. I think we're probably on this Simba, although Don Carnage is also quite nice. It fits into our curve well. I really like Phil in Cube because a lot of the characters in the Cube are incidentally heroes, so you get this passive lore gain just from slotting Phil into your deck and gives your heroes challenger. Benja would be nice, but we have Judy Hopps. I don't think we need 2 item hate cards. Yeah, let's take Simba. We have Simba and Mufasa. That's kind of fun. Okay, this is nice. Several good options. Bruno as a good Another good action that can either be a Diablo target, it could be a Naveen target, a Diablo shift target, or Naveen, his ability entering the play. Pegasus is a good card. We don't have Little Pegasus, or we don't have Morph. So let's take Bruno and not think too hard about it. Slots in well to our curve, enables a couple of our cards. Let's take Bruno. Some more good ones here. Mickey is nice. We don't have as many like really strong 5-cost characters. Say we had a Beast Tragic Hero or Robin Hood, the 5-cost steel Robin Hood. This would be pretty nice getting those out a turn early. Hey, it's kind of fun. We need some more 2s. I think Smee is just a really absurd character. So let's take Smee. Okay. All right. I like this because one jump gets Naveen out early and is also a good target for both Diablo and Naveen. Cruella, it's kind of cute, but I think that tempo loss is not as strong as ramping a turn early. If we have Pluto, we have one jump, and we have Doc. That's a decent mix of ways to get out our big threats early. Yeah, let's take one jump. How are we doing on uninkables? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 uninkables. That's a lot, but we will go through our deck and see what we can cut. Here I'm thinking Prince Eric. We need some more 2s. He's inkable, challenges in for 3. I kind of like this like 2-cost 3/3 stat line. Just deals with a lot of things in the game. Oh, there's Ursula or there's Prince Eric. These are the same card, just different colors. We don't have any. I don't think we have any. If the Phil comes back, probably better to have the hero. So we'll take Prince Eric. We have enough 3s. Don't need Felix. Yeah, let's take Eric. Okay, so this is interesting. Here are 2 cards that are insane and constructed, but I think are a little weaker in Cube, in Daisy Duck and Hiram Flaversham. So we don't have any items, so Hiram currently does nothing for us. But even so, like, you're not guaranteed to get your 8 count of popsicles and Fortispheres in Cube. So Hiram is best when you have those really cheap items that also have value in and of themselves. Still a great card, but I don't think we need to go on the Hiram train. And Daisy Duck, giving your opponents free cards in Cube, I think is worse than in Constructed. We don't have this like very streamlined hyper aggro deck that doesn't really care how many cards your opponent draws. We do. We care. So we're not going to take Daisy Duck here. What are we going to take here? Is it... Wow, this... I don't even know. I guess we could take Hidden Ink Caster. Some people like this. This kind of deals with our ink ability problem. Maybe we take it for now and just see if we can use it. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, we'll take the Ink Caster. I'm not super high on this card. I think it's a fun effect, but we'll take it for now. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so Morph, I think, is one of the best cards. One of the most flexible cards in the Cube, I should say. It's not hugely impactful, or it's not impactful in and of itself. You obviously need good Floodborns, but we'll take Morph. Slots in well to our curve. We have Pluto, Tremaine, Hood, Queen of Hearts, all as decent Floodborns to get with this, and Diablo, I guess. So let's take Morph. A bunch of cards that I probably am not going to play. So we're at 39 cards in our deck. I think of these, let's see, villains. We have other villains gain support. Heart and Tremaine questing and getting support is kind of nice. We probably need another 5 or so. So let's take Dang Hu. Ice Block, Dig a Little Deeper are fine. I'm not very high on the Sing Together cards. I know some people, especially in the limited community, think these are good. I am not yet convinced, but we will see. Dang Hu is the pick. Oh, nice. We get Phil. Okay, so slamming Phil here just for its incidental lore gain and challenger value. I think this Raya is kind of fun. Raya with Queen of Hearts means we can potentially draw 2 off of her. Like imagine turn 2, I don't know, turn 2 Morph. Turn 3 Raya, turn 4 Shift Queen onto Morph. And then we can challenge 2 things, draw 2 cards. Obviously that's sort of a high roll with Raya, but we will take her nonetheless. Not playing either of these cards, but we'll take Under the Sea just in case. And we'll take the 2-cost 3/2 mini. Okay, so this is the deck. And let me see what I want to cut. So I probably want to cut at least 1 uninkable card, right? I think I want to cut the Inkcaster. I mean, this is, you're adding in an uninkable card for the cost, or for the benefit of making some of your uninkable cards inkable. It's a cantrip, it replaces itself, but I think we have other ways that will draw us more cards and aren't just this awkward item sitting around. Let's cut the Inkcaster. Last cut. I like Whole New World. Now we have 3 5s, a couple of bigger ones to sing it, and obviously the Dream is ramping into Naveen early and dumping our hand when we're on the play. Let's see. I think it's either going to be Ed or Yzma cutting here because we have a lot of 4s. They're both uninkable. I think Yzma kind of goes with our challenge plan with Queen of Hearts. So let's cut the Ed for now. So this is the deck. And yeah, we got 40. We have, how many do we end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, 10 uninkables is not terrible. That's equivalent to a 15 uninkable 60 card deck. I will export this into Dreamborn and I will give some final thoughts about the deck. So, see you in a bit. Okay, here is our deck imported into Dreamborn, so we can use it on TTS or Inktable or some other ways to play before we get our official Lorcana online client, which we're hoping happens soon, so we can play the game. I think this deck is okay. I think we obviously have some very powerful cards. We have Diablo, which I think is one of the best cards in the cube. We have its shift target, and we have some actions to get it out early. I think that is sort of plan 1A, is an early Diablo unanswered just gets you so much value. We also have Mufasa for this sort of ramp plan, get him out 2 or 3 turns early, and then just you have an insurmountable lead in board presence and card advantage. We also have some fun challenge matters cards, Queen of Hearts and Magical Aid, and some of the good cards that challenge. And then just some incidental good cards, like Goat is still one of the better cards in Lorcana. So I think this deck's pretty good. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you think the draft went. If you like this, I'll keep making them, and we'll try drafting some more cube decks. We'll do some other stuff. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.